Thanks for stopping in, everyone. Today we have 5 castings from the 2026 C case. So going back a little bit, we'll just go. I've just arranged them in the order of the annual release numbers here. So this is number 52 in the Porsche 911 Turbo Cabriolet. I don't know why they're not more specific in like the body codes. Like I think this is a 964, but maybe I'm wrong. If you like this particular colorway, I do believe these 5 alphanumerics are the actual part number of this specific casting. Alright, so let's take a look here. So we have a white paint. It is not metallic. Let me change the angle here of the camera. We have some 4-spoke wheels, and they have a chrome whip. Very low profile tires on this thing. On the bottom it's plastic, and yeah, I just wish it told me what model of 911, seeing how there's so many generations of them. But at least you know it came out in 25 or 26. It seems like usually the copyright is a year ahead of time, but sometimes maybe not, it's the same year. So there's a 6-cylinder detail there, and the transmission and all that stuff. So you'll notice it's actually flared a little bit, a bit of a wide body back here maybe. Or maybe that's just the way the real car was. Anyways, what's really nice for the mainline is it has tampo printed lights, right? It looks somewhat realistic. How they take a 2-dimensional print of black and silver and make it look kind of 3-dimensional. It's very cool. And they even bothered to print a license plate, which is really nice as well. So the little running lights and turn signals, they have a little black border, so it's really cool. And then if you wanted to, you could add some black paint in here because these grooves are really deep. If you're sloppy, you just brush off the extra with like an eyelash Q-tip. They even went through the extra effort of adding this like double racing stripe, and the Porsche crest is actually centered and looks like a Porsche crest. Granted, it's a little bit big, but it's a mainline Hot Wheels. So it also has, you know, a bit of orange peel and stuff like that as well. The stubs of the wiper blades are here, and then they carry across to the plastic, having the blades themselves, so that's nice. It also has some sun visors up here, some casted in mirrors, not so bad. Pretty decent stance, I would say, as well. Door handle detail sticking up there, and then going to the blended in bumper here. Look at this, really neat. The whole rear taillight. And this one, yeah, the nice turbo script looks good, and it's got the matching license plate. Somewhat tubular looking exhaust pipes as well. Yeah, unfortunately, you know, the paint filled in these grooves, but it does have the vent grooves. I can barely tell though because there's so much paint filling it in. And then you have the tonneau here with the little button clasps. Yeah, alright. And then, well, a black interior, of course. But it looks pretty decent. E-brake, some ribbing here. I don't know. I don't know if these are considered seats on the real car. Maybe they are, but they're probably really worthless on the real cars. Anyhow, stick shift here, and then we have the round gauges as well. It's kind of really hard to see on a black plastic piece, but there you go. Yeah, 5 round gauges. Pretty flat steering wheel though. But all in all, it's really nice. And I'm just checking for child safety approval. A kid's gonna step on that, but obviously it seems to be okay if they let it out into the real world. That is actually a lot better than I thought it would be because it has the printed on lights and license plate. It actually looks kind of real, but not. You know, it's a Hot Wheels. I reviewed the Donut Drifter before, and I decided the really ridiculous castings I like, I'm just going to collect them if I can get them for cheap, which is what I did. So it just says Donut Drifter, and this colorway, as you can see, is orange driver, which ties into the same plastic as the orange wing. It's a bit flexy. And then we have what I would consider like a teal colored frosting with some white and pink as well. And you have the Hot Wheels logo there, facing backwards. And then the base is die cast, and tells you what it is. No copyright year. That's interesting. And then you have the rivets of the plastic icing, and a darker colored green, I guess. It actually might be metallic green plastic for the wheels. These Aerodisc wheels are painted white. By the way, this is, for me, I've only reviewed a few tracks made by Hot Wheels, but the Donut Drifter does very well. That's another reason why I'm gonna collect these colors, different colors of the Donut Drifter, because it actually makes for a decent track car. It's got a nice angle of approach and no angle of approach of the departure. It's just totally capable of running backwards on the track pretty much. So yeah, it's a really good vehicle to run on a Hot Wheels loopy track. Alright, so next one up. Oh, you know what? I apologize. Yeah, so if you like that livery, for the year it's 54,250, but if you like that livery, it's Triple J24. And so Desert Drifter is 55 of 250, Sweet Rise new 205, and there's the part number of it. So unfortunately, the Desert Drifter is not a good track car at all. It's a real shame. If they gave it a metal base, it probably would have been pretty decent, but the only metal is up here, this like frosting blending into a wing. But yeah, it's a very top heavy car because everything else down here is plastic. It's a real shame. If this was all metal, they could have made that plastic and it would have actually run on the tracks fine because it's no, you know, there's nothing dragging in a loop and the like. But it's such a goofy casting that I still got it. So copyright on this is 22, and then we have the plastic exhaust coming out the sides, like it's an 8-cylinder, I guess. I'm not sure what this is. Maybe an oil tank. It's got like a Model A grill or something going on in the front, and then you got these pink 5 spokes here, double 5 spokes with white paint, and then the translucent body is what makes this cool. It's like a jelly molded dessert. And there's a driver in there. It's kind of hard to see through the weird ribs of the jelly mold, but yeah, I can see like an extruded driver, maybe a steering wheel right there, right? So it's interesting. Okay, and then we do have a nice metallic pink paint job on the top thing with the turbo logo and the Hot Wheels flame there. Okay, and a parachute sack for drag racing, and it's interesting they actually cast it in Hot Wheels on the bottom of the wing there. Yeah, it's just a real shame they chose to make the metal at the worst part of the vehicle. Next up, 58 of 250, we have 5 of 10 of the electric vehicles, Electro Silhouette, and there's that part number there. This is apparently a treasure hunt. Alrighty. But I don't think the treasure hunts are really important. They're not. I don't think they're any rarer, are they? If you veterans can chime in. Obviously, a super treasure hunt, that's a rarer toy. Although there's still probably, I bet, at least 10,000, if not 100,000 super treasure hunts. But this one, they probably made 1 million of them, right? If they're making 600 million cars a year, Hot Wheels. Anyhow, it's probably very far down in the colorways, being a copyright of 2018. But I got this one because this is a track star status right here. So I'm buying these Hot Wheels to run on tracks. Got a nice little carbon fiber texture there. Tells you what it is, of course, which is nice. We have some equal sized tires, just different designs of wheels though. The aero disc up front, the Ryu Asada 6 spokes, these sawtooth kind of things. And they're a funky, like, chromed sky blue. Yeah, I've never seen that color. Very neat though. And I don't know if this thing, oh yeah, this thing pivots as well, so you can run it down a drag strip or just make it look cool with the splitter down. But then yeah, if you want to start hitting the loop tracks, which is what I'm gonna do, this will not drag on the loop track, so that's pretty nice. So the top is just plain black, it's not a metallic or anything like that. Got a cool little 26 number on a teal backing, some gray, some white, and up front we have some air passing through. It's sort of like a modern looking hypercar, like F1 kind of car. Some gray stripes here. Right, this thing actually has printing all over on every surface, which is actually pretty neat. And then we have a central one driver here, F1 style, with the F1 style steering wheel. And then we have a really cool transparent green, it looks like. So, yeah, 1, 2, 3. This actually has 4 pieces, right? I always, yeah, okay. I thought a lot of Hot Wheels just stick to 3 pieces of plastic, but this obviously has 4. It's got these 2 rudders, like an airplane. Interesting. Some ribbing back here, maybe some cooling ribs on something, and some sort of flux capacitor or something like that. I guess that's it. It's neat how they have the, this green plastic being transparent and all. You know what? I'm gonna get the UV light, just put it out. There's a lot of clear plastic, white plastic. Let's see how these react. The diffuser looks nice, and I just like all the little air passages running through this body. Yeah, even though it's a fantasy car, it does look like it's something that could exist in the real world as a hypercar. The last is, I think, kind of funny. It's a 1976 Chevy Chevette as a drag car, and I'm sure some of these exist in the real world. Number 1 of 10 of the drag racers, 76 of the year, and then there you go. I know there's also a green version this year of this, but I chose to go with the sky blue. It is not metallic though. So the base is plastic, tells you what it is. Cabriolet 22. We have the whole wheelie bar, solid axle, right? Oh, I guess those are probably the exhaust pipes, just right into the ground. And then sadly there's no paint on the front, but the recesses are deep enough you could add paint in all those pretty easily, and it should look good. And then this looks like a real vent, and it is. That's kind of neat. So they chose to put the paint up top, some racing stripes. Well, they're very thin racing stripes though. On the side though, yeah, I think that might be a real company. Please leave a comment. VP Racing. Is it oil? I'm not sure. But Chevrolet, the HotWheels thing, 76, the bump for the lock and the door handle. The tires are all recessed, sunken in there. Some 5 spokes in white. Going to the back, you got the tail lights, license plate, the lights for the license plate. Alright, it's all looking pretty good, and everything's deep and sticking out enough that if you wanted to paint it to make it look more realistic, it shouldn't be too difficult. So this one, we do have this red interior, and I like that there's no side window. Very flat steering wheel, some switches or buttons in the middle console, and there's also a gauge on the top of the dashboard facing the driver. And so clearly this is a drag interior, right? There's no passenger seat. Maybe is that a battery or a fire extinguisher? It looks like a battery, but I don't know, some sort of cylindrical object there. Or maybe it's a nitrous tank. And for some reason, the rear wheel wells, they look all riveted and huge. Okay, as I guess because a drag car would have really big rear tires, it would have, yeah, modified fender liners. Well, alright, that's really cool. Everything's unique to a drag vehicle. In fact, hold on. Let's see how much this thing wants to wheelie. Not much. So that's an extremely low set wheelie bar. I feel like it would have been cooler if this maybe came, well, basically just have the wheels up here at the bottom of the bumper. Then it could have been like goofy like that, but maybe that's realistic to a real drag car. Just, Alright, do a little UV check. Yeah, the Porsche is not much. Only the windows got some sort of reactivity. The donut drifter though, the orange part, yeah, in this graphic, it's pretty good. I'm wearing glasses, by the way. You want to wear protective eyewear when you have UV light. Otherwise it's gonna damage your eyes. So that looks alright, yeah. And then yeah, the dessert drifter, the wheels themselves are just bright in the white as well. And what's cool is because the white is inside the jelly, the jello there. Yeah, that reacts decently enough. But really, it's the wheels and the grill. They really stand out. This is a letdown. I thought the white would really shine on this, right? That's a shame. You have all they got the clear plastic, but nothing glows on that. And then, yeah, the drag car, you really don't expect that. That's more of a realistic vehicle. I like to do weight checks. Maybe it's important for drag racing, or even loop racing, right? Or just running them through the tracks. Round up or down as you see fit. This is in grams, of course. See, it is so top heavy. Such a shame of a design. It could have been so good. It's just a goofy car for me to collect now. It has no real purpose on a track. This is very light. I didn't expect that to be the heaviest of them all, right? Is it? It is. It is the heaviest. Let's do a low angle view. Look how high up that is. That's why it has such a horrible center of gravity. All the weight is way up there. I mean, anyhow. The drag car actually isn't that low to the ground, but this track racer is. But that's why maybe the chin splitter tilts upwards, so the long wheelbase doesn't drag. But yeah, as mentioned, the Donut Drifter is a great track car, loopy track car. Alright, as usual, I always like to ask, which is your favorite of the bunch? I think, going for realism, of course. This Porsche is well detailed. It's really, really nice. I do love this Donut Drifter, but I've already reviewed it before. So I'm actually probably liking this the most today, though, because it's an original design. It has some functionality with the adjustable chin splitter. It just looks like a hypercar, right? It's really neat. Yeah, and it's just unfortunate that isn't reactive to UV, or even better, if that white stuff was glow in the dark. That would have been really cool. It could have been like an X-Racer or something like that. Okay, well, I appreciate you guys watching as usual, and we'll see you the next time, which will probably be tomorrow. Alright, see ya.